This is WKYT This Morning.
Good morning from WKYT News. The weekend is on the way. I'm Bill Bryant. It's Friday.
The 13th.
Yeah.
You got to be lucky today. You're going to get lucky weather, though. I'm Michelle Chamberlain.
That's right. Keep that in mind. Now 6:30, we are tracking a couple of traffic alerts in Lexington, a pair of overnight crashes. Find out if they will impact your morning commute. That story just ahead.
A man connected to a Lexington shooting is in jail facing kidnapping charges.
And it is National Police Week. You'll find out how several fallen Kentucky officers are being remembered in our nation's capital.
Clouds are clearing on out, and when that happens, boy, you're going to expect a lot of sunshine for today. Good looking day in store. It actually feels pretty good too. As we'll get in toward your afternoon, we go from the 50s to the 70s. Great day in store, guys. We're going to talk about rain this weekend, and also, it's not a lot, but it's there, and also that possible frost that's coming up.
Okay, we'll see in just a bit. We want to get you right up to the minute on a developing story this morning in Lexington. Part of Wilson Downing Road has just reopened after a car overturned into a creek.
The crash happened around 4:30 this morning at Ridge Point Run. That's near Takes Creek Road. WKYT's Caitlin Sentner is live with the developing details. Good morning, Caitlin.
Good morning, Michelle. Now, it was just minutes ago that first responders pulled out of here. They were working to get this portion of Wilson Downing Road reopened. Now, it was just minutes before 4:30 this morning that they were called here near Ridge Point Run. They arrived to find a car flipped upside down in a creek. That car actually ended up partially in the water and the driver trapped. Police say the creek in this area is shallow. After working the scene for about 30 minutes, they were able to get the trapped man out of the car into the hospital where he's being treated for what they think are minor injuries. First responders say he was alert when they got here. Again, the road had been closed for a couple of hours due to the accident, but they just got the road reopened. Some good news for morning commuters in the area. Live in Lexington, Caitlin Sentner, WKYT.
All right, so all good there, and that is encouraging news. We're also tracking a traffic alert near downtown Lexington. This one is ongoing. A crash has East High Street closed between Clay and Ashland Avenues. Now, overnight, a driver crashed right into a utility pole. Kentucky Utilities is now working to replace a transformer as we take a look live at the scene there. Police say High Street will be closed for a while this morning. We'll let you know when it reopens, but plan accordingly if High Street is part of your normal commute.
New this morning, a man suspected of being involved in a Lexington shooting is now charged with kidnapping. The victim told police that back in November, George Wade shoved her into an SUV, put a bag over her head, and threatened to kill her. Hours later, police say Wade was involved in a shooting on LaSalle Road. In that case, one victim was shot multiple times, and police say Wade drove a second shooting victim to the hospital. He will be in court today to answer to kidnapping charges. New this morning, scary moments for a Lexington woman overnight when police say she was robbed in a Kroger parking lot. It happened outside the store on Takes Creek Road. Police say the woman was loading groceries into her car when a man came up to her and stole her purse. They say there was a struggle and the victim got a bloody nose. Police say the suspect is in his 30s or 40s and got away in an older model white truck.
The Kentucky High School Athletic Association says it will look into claims of recruiting by the Lexington Catholic football team. The Lexington chapter of the NAACP alleges that a coach recruited a 14-year-old student who was later said to be the target of a racial threat by a 17-year-old fellow teammate. New this morning, the Herald Leader's reporting that the KHSAA is looking at the case to see if there is need for full investigation. Lexington Catholic has denied recruiting violations. City Council has approved a 5-year contract for body cameras for Lexington police. Police say they expect those cameras to arrive by late June. At first, about 100 officers will have them, but eventually 400 Lexington police officers will be fitted with 2 cameras each. The Herald Leader reports that more than $2.5 million contract approved by the council also covers storage costs for the video.
A lot of people are relieved this morning after learning a missing Tennessee girl has been found safe more than a week after being kidnapped by her uncle. This morning, we're hearing from the 2 men who found her. WKYT's Mike Byers at our live desk with more information. Great news, right, Mike?
It is wonderful news, Michelle, and it's coming out of Hawkins County, Tennessee this morning. 9-year-old Carly Trent has been found safe and is back in the arms of her mom and dad. U.S. Marshals say the little girl was found in a remote part of Hawkins County near 50 miles away from her hometown of Rogersville. Police say this is where she was abducted by her uncle, 57-year-old Gary Simpson. Authorities say Simpson picked the little girl up from her school under false pretenses. When Carly didn't come home from school, her parents contacted police, who issued an Amber Alert asking residents to search along their properties. 2 Hawkins County residents, Donnie Lawson and Stuart Franklin, did just that and are now being called Carly's saving grace. They found her along rural trails near their property with Simpson, who they held at gunpoint until police arrived.
Each one of us has been praying, every day to, help us to find this little girl, and so finally, answer prayers.
Now, Simpson has been charged with especially aggravated kidnapping, but he could face more charges. As for Carly, she appeared to be unharmed, but was taken to a hospital as a precaution. Her parents say they're blessed to have their little girl back safely in their arms. At the live desk, Mike Byer, WKYT.
Great news indeed. And other great news, after days of rain, it looks like we're going to be getting a break.
And it's just in time for the weekend. The timing is good. There are more changes on the way, though, as we get into the weekend. Here's meteorologist Micah Harris to help you plan your day.
Yeah, I think I finally go in public without people yelling at me and throwing stuff at me, man. The past 3-4 days, the weather person has not been the most popular person. I can tell you that. A lot of storms in the forecast, but you know what? We dry some things out today, and it's actually going to be a really nice day. If you're not seeing sunshine this morning, trust me, once we get in through the next few hours, you'll start to see those sunny skies peek on through as those clouds move on out. Gorgeous here in Lexington, 56. Really nice looking there in Frankfort at 55 degrees. A couple of clouds still left over back toward eastern Kentucky. But let me tell you this, we get a lot of sunshine as we go through your day. Today is going to be an awesome day, and then we head overnight and into tomorrow morning. Look what shows back up in the forecast. A little bit of rain. Now, it's not thunderstorms. It's not a lot, but it's still there. I'm going to show you exactly when it moves in, how that's going to affect your plans and your events tomorrow, coming up in a few minutes.
All right, Micah, thank you very much. And a lot of folks will be talking about this today. Former President Bill Clinton made a surprise stop in Lexington last night. Clinton, who was in Kentucky yesterday to campaign for his wife Hillary, stopped by Thursday Night Live in downtown Lexington. The Secret Service and police presence was heavy, but that didn't stop the screams of delight.
He was the next president, and it's great to meet him.
Several people stopped by to talk and to take a picture with Mr. Clinton. He passed through Lexington, by the way, on his way to the last scheduled stop of the day, which was a rally in Floyd County last night. He told a crowd at Prestonsburg Elementary School that Hillary Clinton has the best plan to help people in coal country find other jobs. And Hillary Clinton's opponent in the Democratic presidential primary returns to Kentucky this weekend. Senator Bernie Sanders will hold a rally in Bowling Green tomorrow night, and he will speak in Paducah on Sunday. Kentucky's primary is Tuesday.
This weekend, the names of 6 fallen Kentucky police officers will be added to the National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial in Washington, D.C. One of them is Richmond officer Daniel Ellis, who was killed in the line of duty last fall. His family, friends, and fellow officers are already in Washington. Yesterday, thousands of officers finished biking hundreds of miles, all to honor the fallen police officer. Ellis was Kelly Fraze's bike patrol partner. She says when this week's ride got tough, she would just think about him.
I just didn't want to stop and let him down.
WKYT's Sean Moody will be in Washington, D.C. covering the ceremonies to honor Kentucky's fallen heroes. You can see his reports starting tonight on WKYT News at 6.
Truly is a mission for the members of the police department and his family and so forth. There's so many people here. Their hearts and thoughts and prayers are with those who are there.
They really are, and you'll see plenty of coverage this weekend.
Yeah.
So starting Monday, Avenue of Champions will be closed for 2 months.
Yeah, in case that one slipped by you this week in the rain. That closure stems from the $200 million rebuilding of the University of Kentucky Student Center. Construction on UK's campus has been going on for more than a year now. Avenue of Champions, again, is going to be closed from South Limestone to Lexington Avenue, and that starts Monday.
Yeah, and that'll create some traffic issues, won't it?
It will. Yeah. So, plan around it and get around it. Want to check on traffic right now?
Yeah, let's turn it to Officer Don with a look at live drive traffic.
Good morning. Couple of problems to start off. High Street near, looks like this is going to be between Clay and Ashland. They've been doing the repairs there on the light pole that got knocked down. Another place the police are still working, Wilson Downing, that's going to be near Ridge Point near Tate's Creek where there is an injury collision. Now you can see our scene there on High Street where they continue to work with that down utility pole. That will be closed for a while. As far as traffic flow goes this morning, we're okay inbound from Nicholasville. You're dealing with 12 to 15 minutes, so no major delays there. Coming in on Paris Pike, we're looking good, and 75 across the Clays Ferry Bridge. Looks like everything is normal so far this morning on the interstate. And of course, we'll keep you up to date throughout the morning. Now back to you in the studio.
Don, we thank you so much. Our time is 6:40, 20 before 7 on WKYT this morning, and a lot more news is on the way as you join us and stay with us live this morning.
Love may be the hardest puzzle to solve. One Chinese man found that out the hard way. His story of rejection after weather.
A lot of sunshine here and the forecast today, but then we hit the weekend. A big chill comes flying on in here. I'm going to show you how low those temperatures go and if we see frost in the forecast. Coming up next.
Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with meteorologist Micah Harris.
Only a few clouds left over in far east and southeastern Kentucky, but other than that, it's a beautiful start to the day. As a lot of us with clear skies early this morning. There's your view out the window. We have a good vantage point about 60 feet up, looking toward the Hamburg location. You can still see a few clouds off in the distance as you're looking down toward the south and southeast. But other than that, I mean, we have a lot of sunshine. A really nice looking start to the day. And these 50s outside, listen, we talked about 50s a couple of days ago, and those 50s had a lot of moisture, had a lot of humidity outside, so it felt a little bit different than what you're going to be feeling with these 50s. These 50s are a little drier, okay? You get the dry air filtering on in, so it's going to be a slightly cooler feel outside early this morning. We get into the afternoon, and right around noontime, you're in the low to mid 60s, still a lot of sunshine. We get into your afternoon time. Still don't see many issues as you're heading out to dinner, heading out to any of the ball fields, whatever it may be. It looks pretty good, right around 68 degrees, 68 to 72. So this is a pretty nice day in store, right around average in the lower 70s in some zones. Now, we get overnight into tomorrow morning. Watch what happens. Yeah, you get into 5, 6, 7 a.m. Here's 8 a.m. I would say anywhere from 4 a.m. to about 10 a.m. is when you can see a few showers move on in. Temperatures still relatively cool there in the lower 50s with those showers. And let me tell you this is not heavy rain. This is not thunderstorms flying on through. Just a couple light showers. This will not rain out your parade. I promise you that. Those 5Ks going on, all the events happening, it's not going to rain you out. A couple of showers. Yeah, that's not really going to affect you all that much. Now, it's not fun to go through, I get it, but you're not looking at very heavy downpours that could cancel some of your plans. We get into the afternoon, though, look what happens. Some of those clouds try to move on out. We'll actually be there in the upper 50s, lower 60s towards your Saturday afternoon with those few showers during the morning hours. And then we head towards Sunday. Look at that. Patchy frost possible there Sunday morning. It's a possibility. I'm not saying it's extremely likely. I'm saying it's a possibility. We just have to get the clouds out if you're looking for those cold temperatures. But it looks like some of those clouds might stick around. And if that happens, we should stay in the lower 40s. So hopefully that will happen for our plant's sake, right? 60 degrees there Sunday afternoon as Sunday looks pretty dry. Check out your 7-day forecast. Break it down for you. Today, 72, mostly sunny. Weekend, right around 60 degrees, both Saturday and Sunday with a morning shot of rain. A couple of showers there on Saturday. Afternoons, both of those days look pretty good, and that frost threat is going to be there on Sunday morning. Then look toward next week, guys. We're in that pattern once again with those thunderstorms. We thought we were by. We thought we were out of the woods.
I was not going to look at that.
I know.
Part.
Don't look at it. Yeah.
Well, and you said people
Focus
have
on
been mean
Friday.
to you over the last week. I find this hard to believe.
No, I just don't go out in public when we have stuff like that. Yeah. We have big snowstorms. I'm just like, I'm not even going to the grocery store.
It was the mustard they poured on your head. It was the worst part, right? Yeah.
But nice days, it's easier for me to go out there.
Sure. Yeah.
So you'll be out and about today, right?
That's right.
Yeah, there's the weather guy. All right. 6:46 now on WKYT. So there's this man in China who picked a puzzling way to declare his love for a woman.
Yes, he did. The man spent hundreds of dollars on Rubik's Cubes to create a portrait of his crush. Although creative, the woman of his dreams, who also happens to be his neighbor, didn't fall for the grand gesture. She rejected him, but the man says he has no hard feelings towards his crush. He says she was moved by the portrait that's still sitting in the man's home. He says his next puzzle is how he's going to move it. So maybe she wasn't so moved by it if she rejected him, right?
wonder if she just said no, or if she, you know, twisted around some of the cubes.
Well, this may be mean, but it's a bit creepy, right?
Well, I guess in a way, yeah. Yeah, she might have thought
what if someone made a Rubik's Cube of your face?
it'd be, I don't know. I'd probably twist it around a little.
Twist it around and try to figure it back out, right?
6:47 is our time on WKYT this morning. We're rolling toward the 7 o'clock hour. So good to have you with us, and our top stories are on the way.
We have more news when we come back.
Coming up, a new White House directive to public schools about transgender bathroom access, what the administration is threatening for noncompliance. Plus, we get candid opinions from women voters about Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton. More real news coming up on CBS This Morning, next.
Welcome back into WKYT This Morning. It is coming up on 6:51 and just a few minutes away from CBS This Morning.
Yeah, they're going to talk about a virtual reality revolution. Only on CBS This Morning. An exclusive behind-the-scenes view of the show like you've never seen before.
We're going to show you all around Studio 57. It should be pretty interesting. That's coming up in just a few minutes.
If you take High Street to work or school, listen up. A stretch of High Street is shut down this morning.
Continuing situation. Here's why. Kentucky Utilities is working to repair a transformer that was damaged in an overnight crash. The road closure is between Ashland and Clay Avenues. Police say that closure is going to take some time. As you can see, a lot of equipment in that area. Again, it is East High Street, so plan accordingly this morning. Now, Wilson Downing Road has reopened after a car overturned into a creek this morning. That happened around 4:30 this morning near Tates Creek Road. It took crews about 30 minutes to rescue the man from the crash and from the shallow creek there. And Lexington police are looking for a man who attacked a woman overnight outside a Kroger on Tates Creek Road. Police say the man got into a struggle with the victim over her purse. She suffered a bloody nose in the process, expected to be okay. President Obama is weighing in on the bathroom debate affecting transgender people in several states. According to the New York Times, the Obama administration will be sending a letter to the public school districts today recommending transgender students be allowed to use the bathroom of their choice. The guidance from Washington comes amid an ongoing battle between the U.S. Justice Department and the state of North Carolina. That state recently enacted a law limiting the use of public restrooms to the gender on a person's birth certificate.
We've learned more about the case against a man accused of killing a UK employee. Lexington police say Mark Taylor and Timothy Ballard beat Alex Johnson to death in 2013 before dumping his body in the Kentucky River. Taylor's attorney is asking that money and drugs found on him when he was arrested in Texas not be used as evidence. Prosecutors claim Taylor stole the items from Johnson, but the defense says that cannot be proven. The judge plans to discuss the issue next week. Ballard has already pleaded guilty in the case and has agreed to testify against Taylor.
Kentucky State Police are trying to figure out what led to the deaths of 3 people whose bodies were found in the Ohio River this week. Police say 2 of the bodies were found near Owensboro, the other near Troy, Indiana. They say one of the 3 bodies had a gunshot wound to the head and marks around the neck. Police think that body had been in the water for only a day or 2. They say the other 2 were badly decomposed.
It appears Bristol Palin and Kentucky native Dakota Meyer have settled their differences over custody of their daughter. According to the Herald Leader, Palin has added Meyer's last name to the birth certificate of their baby, Sailor Grace. And on social media, the 2 say they are co-parenting. Now, earlier this year, Meyer had gone to court seeking custody of the baby before a judge awarded them joint custody. Palin is former vice presidential candidate Sarah Palin's daughter. Meyer is a Medal of Honor recipient. An orange and white cat caused a delay at last night's Cardinals-Angels game when it ran onto the field during the 4th inning. The cat seemed to come from near the Cardinals' dugout. It sprinted right in front of the pitcher, Adam Wainwright, and scaled a wall, leaping into the stands. A man in the first row picked it up. Later, the Angels showed slow-motion footage of the feline on the right field video board. The cat was picked up by the Angels and taken to a local adoption agency. And, you know, in the cat's defense, he did hear the Cardinals were playing.
Oh.
Get it?
Did get it. That's a good point. And, I mean, that cat was the athlete on the field last night. Talk about some moves there. The time this morning is 6:54. You'll always find the latest on WKYT.com. And we still do have some active weather alerts, including a flood advisory in some areas this morning. Again, we're watching East High Street this morning that is closed in the area of Clay Avenue due to a vehicle having hit a utility pole overnight. WKYT will be covering covering Washington this weekend as a fallen Richmond police officer, Daniel Ellis's name is added to the National Memorial there. And we've already had some coverage from there that we've been bringing you this morning. Trending now, the story of a girl being found safe more than a week after being kidnapped by her uncle. Also, Campaign 2016 is rolling through Kentucky, and former President Bill Clinton made some surprise stops, including at Lexington's Thursday Night Live. People whipped out their phones, caught images as he campaigned for his wife Hillary. And Clinton's opponent, Bernie Sanders, has set campaign events for this weekend in western Kentucky. He will be in Bowling Green and Paducah, and of course the Kentucky primary is coming up next Tuesday. Many times when seconds count, dispatchers have trouble determining where a 911 call is coming from. And WKYT has investigated. Our Miranda Combs looks into the issue and how things need to improve. You can check out her story on demand at WKYT.com. Kentucky.com now. Details about that sweeping decree expected from the White House today on the bathroom issue involving transgender students. Also, the KHSAA is going to be looking into recruiting violations at Lexington Catholic High School, and Kentucky.com has more on that. And again, CBS This Morning is coming up shortly at 7 with your eye opener, and they're going to give a tour of the Studio 57 there this morning, a look around the CBS Broadcast Center. Join us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter or Instagram, and for the latest, WKYT.com.
Yeah, the rest of the day today, mostly sunny and temperatures there in the 70s. You'll love today. Get all the plans knocked out while you can, because this weekend it's a little bit chilly. Now, it's going to be mainly dry, a couple of showers during the morning hours on Saturday, anywhere from 5 a.m. to 10 a.m. Afternoons are pretty dry, but still, you're talking about some chilly air, guys. Patchy frost is a possibility there Sunday morning.
I just don't believe it, Micah.
I know.
Come on.
Enjoy it today. Nobody's more up to date than you to start your day. Thank you for being with us on WKYT.
Have a great weekend, everyone.